You know what? Dalton's a part of the JAMSports. Welcome back, everybody, to some JAMSports Podcast.
Oh, we're rolling. Hello.
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 Oh shit.
So welcome back.
Oh god.
Welcome back. I'm gonna have this like this. Hold up. I need to like.
Oh, he's
All right,
maneuvering.
I'm maneuvering the screens on my monitor. So
Have we had a thumbnail for the last like 3 weeks?
No, I've been too lazy to be honest. I need to make one.
Damn.
I'm not gonna. I'll start making them for next week.
Okay.
I don't have the time anymore, guys. I go on bike rides now. I'm trying to get healthy. Anyway.
Oh man, he's not.
My prediction.
I have a great idea.
What?
While you're on your bike.
Yep.
You should just like design it on your bike.
Just bring my fucking tablet with me and start drawing. Oh god, I think I'd crash.
Yes.
I can't even take a hand. I can't even get down. What the fuck? I can't even take a hand off the handle without like almost falling off. So let's Anyway, my predictions went swimmingly well. Jax went swimmingly well, and Dalton did shit.
Oh, Alex,
Yeah.
did I hear that I beat you this week?
Yes, you did.
Wow, that's crazy.
I don't think
No
I've ever
way.
beaten you though. I don't think I've ever beaten you.
You did last week, actually. That's
I
like the only time.
did?
Yeah, by like 1 game, but we both sucked.
Yes. Wait, didn't Dalton beat us though? Or did Dalton not beat us last week?
Yes. Dalton was like the only one that did well last week.
Well, now I did well, Jack did well, and Dalton did horse shit. So let's get into
Yeah,
the
well,
games.
I'm 5 games up on you, 9 games up on Dalton. I'll take my victories when I can get them.
Last week I tried to get a little spicy with my picks.
I am
Tried to
3
get a little
games up on
spicy, it didn't
Dalton.
work out.
Technically 4, but I have 1 more loss than Dalton. I have 4 more wins. Anyway, let's get into the games. Chiefs and Broncos.
The Broncos are sad to watch. Gonna be honest.
Like, genuinely. They have the Chiefs to 19 points, which I think is something. You know.
That offense should be criminal.
The Broncos? Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
I think we should lock up Sean Payton.
I mean, the thing is, it's just like, I don't even want to say outdated. Just, I think some of his methods are just getting a little too old for what the modern NFL kind of requires out of an offense.
Bro needs Greg
Also,
Roman to come back and man that defense. No, I'm just kidding. Please
it doesn't help that Russell Wilson is not Drew Brees. They're two very different quarterbacks.
That is true.
And, Peyton's good offenses were with one of the most accurate and most like cerebral quarterbacks
Brock
of
Purdy?
the last
No,
like generation.
That's a joke. That's a joke after this week.
Right?
Damn. Yeah.
Whereas Wilson has always been more of like a magician, I guess I'll say. He'll scramble around, try to create. He thrives out of structure. He's maybe not the most accurate or the best pocket passer, but he's just like historically been a very good quarterback. But it's been clear since the jump that Peyton and Wilson just don't mesh like fundamentally.
So I have a question. Would you call because you just said Russell Wilson was like a magician? Are we like Lionel Messi's skills version is like Russell Wilson in the NFL or? Right. You know what I mean by that? All right.
That's not a comparison I'm going to make, but
Russell Wilson is not the Messi of the NFL.
I didn't say he was the Messi. I said skills
that.
comparison because Messi is also known as a magician.
I think it's a bit different, but they're very different sports. So,
yeah. One thing I will say is Peyton, I think he's just too stuck in his ways of he picks players that he likes. He's got a certain type and he will not deviate from that. The amount of players he's taken that were former New Orleans Saints that were on some of his teams in the past, and he's tried to transplant them into the Broncos offense, and it just hasn't worked. And I'm not sure he's going to change because he doesn't seem like the kind of coach that would do that. Good.
I have I wonder if that's partially because the team gave up so much to get him. Like we saw similar with Gruden with the Raiders. Like, when's the last time a team went out to like acquire a coach and it really worked out? I mean, I guess Arians actually. So never mind. But
yeah, I mean, it's not impossible. It's just Peyton's past his prime, I would say, and he's just too stubborn. It was kind of seen in his last couple of years with the Saints, and there were players that he had going out there that just were not good. But he stuck by them because they fit his mold of what he wanted in those positions.
Don't disrespect tight end legend Taysom Hill.
Absolutely not. I'll disrespect the shit out of him, bro. He's ass.
Have you ever blocked a punt and thrown a touchdown in the NFL?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Taysom Hill as like a power runner is fine, but like Peyton got a little too cute sometimes when using him.
My favorite Taysom Hill. My favorite part of his career was when he was like the designated deep ball thrower in the last year of Breeze.
Oh God, don't remind me. That was the saddest thing I've ever seen. Just knowing Breeze should be in a retirement home, but having to see him go out every week and then get taken out for Taysom Hill. And they wouldn't even take Breeze like to the sideline. No, he'd sub in as like a wide receiver and just stand there doing nothing on the play.
Wildcat option. Broncos defense, good? Not really. No, they're not. But they kind of.
They played well.
They played good.
I mean,
like the first.
They gave their offense a chance. They held Kansas City to within 20.
Yeah.
But offense was lifeless.
You know what? Speaking of Taysom Hill, why doesn't Sean Payton bring in Taysom Hill?
Honestly, that's a good question. I guess because it would take a little too much to get him.
Because he had Taysom so far down his throat at times. Like, I genuinely just trade for him.
I'm sure he is frothing at the mouth of the idea of using Taysom again. But
the Broncos already had to give up something for a coach. I don't think they wanted to give up more for a.
He's still
the thing is they've already
Swiss Army knife.
Has he even touched the field this year?
Yeah.
Taysom?
He has 25 yards. Okay.
Yeah, Taysom last week caught 7 catches. That's mostly because Carmichael's a fucking idiot, but
oops.
That's I won't fucking. Why is it show passing? He's not a quarterback. He's not used that.
Speaking of things happening,
running back Lamar.
What about Ravens Titans?
Running back Lamar B. No, okay. Titans doo-doo. DeAndre picked.
I don't know. Unanimous MVP as a running back would be kind of crazy in today's NFL.
Yo, to be honest, he could probably pull it off too. Like that dude's 50. The Titans are a shell of their former self.
Vrabel. What?
Go ahead.
Vrabel just looked so mad the whole game. It was really funny.
But like, they didn't even get that many fucking snaps. Like, what the fuck did they even do?
Nothing.
What is the time possession? Dog, they had 10 less minutes. You had 24 minutes of ball and did fuck all. You had 21 passes and fucking 19 carries. What did you do? Were you just running clock the entire game? How does that happen?
The Titans' whole game plan pretty much revolves around running out the clock. And the Ravens are definitely equipped to play like possession football if they want to. The Titans' big investment is Derrick Henry, right?
But he only
that's hard between the tackles running. That's short passing game a lot of the times. I mean,
yeah, when you have
airing it out.
He had 12 carries. He actually had 8.1 yards per carry. So
yeah, he had about 100 yards. I mean,
100 yards.
the thing is, you're never gonna win when Ryan Tannehill is throwing less than 80 yards.
Don, I don't think I've ever showed you this. Hold up.
Well, isn't Tannehill? I mean, he's hurt, right? But wasn't he battling something in that game?
He might have been. I'm not too sure.
Give me a second.
So I think he's got
Speaking of
like
Ryan
an ankle thing
Tannehill.
going on.
Oh my God, the legend himself.
I have a patch from 2014. Sorry, pull it out.
But yeah, Tannehill definitely looked like he was battling something, because even for Ryan Tannehill, he looked kind of bad.
8 for 16,
Yeah.
76 yards, and an interception. Malik Willis had 4 completions, 5 attempts for 70. Dude, he had half the fucking completions and had damn near the same yards.
But I mean, that's because he came into the game at a point where they were pretty much out of it. They just needed to air it out as much as they could.
Like DeAndre,
Yeah,
and the Ravens were pretty much giving it to him as long as more clock bled.
Pass yards and generally like a lot of the counting stats, especially for quarterbacks, are so context dependent.
Yeah. I'm just saying like that. That's why. That's sad. I mean, they almost outrushed the keyword almost.
Yeah, no, the Justin Tucker is pretty much automatic, and so all the Ravens really needed to do was just get past midfield.
Yo, I just want to give a shout out to Justin Tucker for carrying my fantasy very much. You got me a win.
Well, you know who passed midfield a lot? The Dolphins.
Oh,
I
yes.
know you're going with that. Yeah,
I love that transition, Jack.
Thank you.
Yeah, Panthers for a second starting off that game made it seem like they were actually going to put up a fight.
They had fun. And then they really, really didn't.
They returned to being the Panthers.
They had 2 strict touchdowns in the first, and then the Panthers proceeded to score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdowns unanswered. And they scored another.
That's the thing about this Dolphins team. Like, 14 points feels like it's almost an automatic for them to be able to come back from that.
Yeah.
That lead doesn't feel safe.
I think they just took the fourth quarter off to give themselves a challenge. 0-5 Panthers team coming in, they wanted it to be more fun.
Yeah. I must say, as a Saints fan, that definitely made me happy.
Johnny Hacker's on the fucking... What? I must not watch.
All right. Well,
guys, hold up. Can we please have a moment of silence for Jets legend and future GOAT Mike White, who went 0 for 1 for 1.
Oh man, you know what? That is the most important stat in this game.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Texans Saints. Dalton, talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh god. It's a good thing this is on Wednesday and not like Monday, when I was still very heated about this. But it's just so sad that like the Saints offense actually kind of looked competent at times in this game. And then they get to the red zone, and any creative play calling that could be made is just completely thrown out the window for the most bland, horrible, just 0 for 3 in the red zone. A missed 29-yard field goal. I mean, just so many mistakes, so many mental errors. Like, it was infuriating. The Saints at this point could be 5-1, but just minor mistakes, dumb stuff. Fucking Zach Bond intercepting a football and then immediately fumbling it because he decided to run right into the Texans' O-line and just give them the ball back.
Whoopsies.
Stuff like that really just These games are so painful because all of them are winnable games. None of them are games where like the Saints are gonna get destroyed. The defense is too good to let that happen, but the offense is just so. It's like they're immune from scoring, immune from just looking good at any moment. Even against the Pats, they could have played so much better. Just pure disappointment from me on all ends.
Dude, the way you talk about it, I'm like, huh, this sounds like the Niners the past 2 weeks.
No,
No,
it does not.
Hold on.
All right.
No, it does not.
Let me explain.
What are you watching? What do you watch on Sundays?
Let me explain.
I don't understand.
No.
There is no world in which this makes sense.
Hey, listen to me. Dalton said, end quote, not literally quote, but I feel like we could have done more with the Pats game. That's me with the Giants game because the Giants suck ass. And then Dalton's don't hear Dalton. I'm speaking. And then before that, Dalton said that he felt the offense did stuff at times, but he felt like the offense overall just wasn't good. And I felt that this past week.
Can I take you to speak?
What do you mean no?
You have the number one offense and number one defense in the league.
No, we don't. We have the number we probably not anymore, but like we had the number 2 defense and the number 2 offense.
Oh man!
No!
Oh, no. So terrible.
I know we could have blown out the Giants by 70. Like, come on, guys.
You know what? Just for this, hey Jack, what do you say we move on to a certain game?
Oh, you want to move on?
No, I think it's time. Yeah, hold on. But before we do, the San Francisco 49ers have the number 2 scoring offense, second only to a team that put up 70 points in a game this year.
Yep.
And the number 2 scoring defense, second only to a defense that's on all-time great pace right now.
The Browns?
Yes. Who are allowing 200.4 yards per game total.
Okay.
Which, by the way, the Niners are allowing 278.
Okay. So,
which is still very good.
You guys want to roast me now, or like what do we want to do? Do we want to like roast my team real quick and then like let me like talk, even though I missed like
real quick
because I was at work?
How about you tell us about it first?
Well, I missed basically 3.5 quarters because I was at work. And so.
Damn. Do you want me to sum them up for you?
Well, no, I and then you know, I watched the final drive, and actually, I didn't watch the final drive. I watched the Browns field goal. Then I watched none of our final drive except for whoever it was getting into field goal range, and then I saw the missed kick. So I watched about 5 plays in the entire game. I want to die.
Well, first of all, before anything else, hey Dalton.
Yes, Jack.
I'm scared.
Based on his performance on Sunday, do you think that the kicker for the 49ers was worth the 99th overall pick, only the second kicker in the last decade and a half to be picked in the top 100? Was he deserving of that spot over keeping like Robbie Gould?
No, I want Robbie Gould. I want Robbie Gould now. I don't even need you fucks to answer that. I want him back. Bring back Robbie.
Oh, God.
I just want to revel in that for a second.
No, I could. Dude,
99th overall.
Dude, Jake Moody could kick a 95-yard game winner in the Super Bowl, and I wouldn't give 2 fucks. I want Robbie Gould back. Fuck Jake Moody. Fuck him. Robbie
He
Gould
honestly did have a solid start to the year.
Robbie Gould wouldn't have fucking missed that shit.
I'm just saying. The second kicker in the last 15 years to be a top 100 pick.
I'm so fucking vexed. Why? We could have drafted somebody decent at that pick. Fuck. Anyone. Anyone. Just why did... I don't know why we got rid of Robbie Gould. He's still not signed. We can just cut Jake Moody and sign him, but we're just not. Like,
admittedly, these two missed field goals are his only on the year.
I don't give a damn. And if Robbie Gould was our kicker, we would have gone 6-0. If we would have gone 6-0 if Robbie Gould was our kicker. He is not our kicker. We don't.
You know what? I think to make this better, I think you just need to spend a top 20 pick on a kicker. Actually,
absolutely not.
I fully agree.
No, absolutely.
I mean,
not.
Look,
we don't have our fucking pick.
You remember? Oh,
it's
why
the
is that?
Dolphins.
Oh, why is that?
Because of Trey Lance.
Oh, where's he?
Oh man,
the Cowboys.
Oh,
as their third.
Oh, how'd that happen?
Oh,
because he sucked.
Oh, that's a shame.
But wasn't Trey Lance supposed to be the greatest 49er of all time?
Yeah, I thought you wanted his jersey. What's up with that?
Shut up. We don't need to talk about it.
But yeah, no, I actually fully agree with needing to spend a top 20 pick on a kicker because you remember Roberto Aguayo? You know the problem with him?
Well,
he was picked 59th overall, and that was just way too late.
Exactly.
Right?
Niners, you know what? You need to pave this path
I want Robbie Gould.
for us.
I don't want another fucking rookie kicker. I want Robbie Gould. I want the most badass, the most legend. Dog, I want Robbie Gould back.
I think you want the next Sebastian Janikowski,
no,
who was picked
I don't
17th overall.
No, I don't. I really don't.
I think you do.
Why? No, because we don't even have our pick this year. I'm pretty sure.
I think you want the next. I think you should just trade into the first round for the next Sebastian Janikowski.
Exactly.
Oh shit.
But yeah, what else really is there to say? I mean, the rest of the offense, the play calling was pretty fine. The skill positions, there were a couple drops, but the biggest problem for the offense in this game was Brock Purdy, and he was bound to have a game like this, where his accuracy was just not there. Usually he'll have a good few throws a game where there's something wide open and he'll just miss. And that's a lot of why that, plus not having elite arm strength, is a lot of why he ended up falling. Yeah. Right?
We get our first rounder back!
Alex just realizing that they have a pick.
Yeah.
Yes, we get our first rounder back.
But yeah, Purdy always has a few throws a game where he just misses wildly.
Yeah.
And he also has a lot where, the placement isn't great, but it works out for him. And today, yes, the Browns defense is very good. And yes, the Niners offense was still working. Purdy just not a good day.
Yeah, no, the thing is about this offense, Alex, I don't think you realize you have one of the greatest offensive minds in the league.
Dog, I love Shanahan so much. Dog, do you know who we had before Shanahan? Do you want me to name off the coaches that I remember between Harbaugh and Shanahan?
Well, offensive coordinators and coaches aren't necessarily one and the same.
Hold on. Chip Kelly and Jim Tomsula.
Oh no, only 2 years of bad coaches?
Oh man.
Yeah, but still, it's
how terrible.
It's
how
Chip
horrible,
Kelly and Jim
man.
Tomsula. Dude, it's Chip
I had
Kelly.
2 years of Joe Judge. I had 2 years of Pat Shurmur. I had 1 year and 3/4 of Ben McAdoo.
Dude, Ben McAdoo was
and then of course your favorite OC Jack.
Love Ben McAdoo.
Jason Garrett win the Joe Judge era. I swear to God, Jason Garrett as offensive coordinator was worse than anything you could try to tell me about Tom Sula. Because at least Tom Sula tried.
You can't convince me that Jason Garrett wasn't still working for the Cowboys at that point.
He just didn't want to coach. He didn't try. He didn't put in work. And as an offensive coordinator, that's a really bad way to do things.
He
was just there to collect the check. And that's well known from the org. After the fact, that he just didn't show up. He showed up, but he didn't show up.
He wasn't there mentally.
And
when you're not putting the work in, OC is literally one of the most important spots in
Hoyer at quarterback for the opening game of the season?
I don't know if you watched Mike Glennon and Jake Fromm
dude, Daddy
in the
Long,
2021 season.
So good at football, though.
Jake
I don't know.
Jake
At some
Fromm,
point,
State Farm
we
is
have
great,
to
bro.
sit down and just watch the Giants-Bears game from that year. Because that is the worst football. The Glennon era. Like, at least Fromm was somewhat watchable because he was bad, but he was fun bad. While Glennon was playing quarterback for the Giants after Jones had the season-ending neck injury, that was genuinely the worst football I have ever seen in my life.
I saw Mike Glennon miss the thrown interception on a fucking 2-yard drag route. That was really funny. God, that was hilarious. Right. Well,
but Mike Glennon still might have been better than Brock Purdy on Sunday.
All right, let's not be that heinous. All right,
let's Niners receivers were open a lot. The offensive play calling was still working.
We get a Jamar.
Yeah, no, I mean in that offense
always
is
open.
As long as you got an accurate QB, it'll be fine.
Brock Purdy's accurate a decent bit of the time. It's just there are times where he is not accurate at all.
He's a lot of the time he'll be inaccurate but close enough, right? And then he'll have a lot of blatant misses a game, but the play calling is so good that those blatant misses don't feel as bad because the Niners offense has guys open or like forces blown coverages because of like correct play calling so often that those misses don't stand out, right?
So Shanahan is the GOAT.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've been saying this for years.
Gotcha. Love Shanahan.
But you also lost to PJ Walker. So.
All right, I don't want to fucking hear it. That's the XFL GOAT right there, all right?
Of the Dallas Rams.
All right, he's cracked and literally goated with the sauce.
Okay.
All right,
Dallas is still haunting your dreams.
How? What the fuck is Dallas haunting my dreams? Dallas is ass. When they can beat us in the regular season of playoffs, then they can come and talk shit. Until they beat us in the regular season of playoffs, I don't want to hear it.
No.
It's not that I'm saying this. We play
also,
for the Niners,
before we move on, Alex, would you like another fun fact?
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it, but yes.
Hey, Dalton. Niners got injured during this game.
I believe that would be Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey.
And Trent Williams.
Oh, yes, and Trent Williams.
So, leaving McCaffrey to the side for a second, what players did I point out to Alex before the game that if they kept picking fights with the other teams, it would come back to bite them eventually?
Deebo Samuel and Trent Williams.
Would you look at that?
That's
two
crazy.
Players leading the charge before the game in a fight. Huh.
Against a team that historically has been known to like target players for injuries, which I'm obviously not saying happened. I mean, Deebo's been battling stuff for a while and Williams is playing in the trenches. But at some point, you probably don't want to keep picking fights before and during games, especially when you're a team that you can do all your talking on the field.
Yeah. One would think that. But then again, this is the Niners.
Yeah, I genuinely don't understand why the Niners feel the need to fight so often and play dirty so often with how good of a team they are.
I don't know. They're kind of dicks, but...
Like, they intentionally injured at least one Giants defensive lineman. And that's just what was, like, seen on video, right?
And if they did it to the Giants, I am very sure they did it to other teams as well.
Yeah, and I mean, they were picking fights all over in that game. Like, it's still a miracle Williams wasn't ejected against the Giants, right?
Yeah. It's just so sad because they have so much talent, but they act like high schoolers, honestly.
And they do the same thing on social media, too, which confuses me a little bit. Like, their players are very outspoken, which generally I'm in favor of, but when you're shitting on players on teams that like you've already played, or when you're like, you know, what was it? Deebo was like starting shit with like CJ Gardner-Johnson online this week.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a cultural thing with the Niners that just confuses me. Like, this is a very good team, But the stuff coming out of the locker room all like scares me when it shouldn't, because they're still playing well.
Mm-hmm.
It feels weird.
Like,
but I'm sure it probably won't end anytime soon.
There's also a lot of arrogance in that organization on the whole, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? Again, before the Giants game, I'm sure the sentiment continues, but they were like, yeah, when we're up 30 by halftime, like executives treating it as a foregone conclusion, right? And the team as well. Like at some point, that mindset has to.
To be fair, though, the Giants were complete horseshit, and the Niners were coming off like 30-point games.
Seems our internet disagreed with that statement too.
Coming into the Niners game, I mean, they were what, 1-1?
Yeah. Wait, no, is that the week? Whoa, is that the week after you played the Cards?
Yes.
Yes, you were 1-1. Wait.
Okay, and it was a close game.
Yeah, you guys were 1-1.
That generally didn't get out of hand until pretty late.
Yeah.
Right? In no way does that kind of game and the way that the Niners play that game merit the entire organization treating it like a joke, right? You can't treat a professional football game as a joke, no matter what team you're playing. I mean, the Cardinals beat the Cowboys, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, I get scared when I see organizations act like that, because eventually it just doesn't, it rarely works out.
Yeah.
And it's always the organizations that haven't won anything yet.
Like, yeah.
Niners still haven't won a Super Bowl in a little while. So
30 years? No. It's coming up on 30. I think it was like 94. 93.
Yeah. So I mean,
coming up on 30 years. Yeah.
It's one thing when it happens once they've actually proven it, but they haven't yet. They just haven't, and I don't know. It's sad to see. It's sad to see this much talent acting like that.
I think they think they're. I also don't think they're trying as hard as they can. Like, not like during the games, but I feel like they might not prep as much as they should, because they are a good team and they don't. I think Shanahan does with his play calling, but I don't think like the team. I feel like certain players don't watch as much film as like.
Well, you can also argue that the coaches put them in such a situation to succeed that, you know, assuming you follow the plays that are called, you'll be in a good spot. Which I think that one thing that you can't argue is that every member of the coaching staff clearly works very hard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I will be very intrigued to see in the coming years how former Niners play on different teams.
I mean, you're already seeing it from like, I mean, if you're already seeing it, but like players that have like departed from the 2019 Super Bowl: Jimmy Ward, Raheem Mostert, Matt Breida. Jimmy.
What about them? You just named such a variety of how much they're succeeding.
No, I'm just saying.
I mean, Mostert is honestly not in that much of a different situation now.
Yeah, and he had a long stretch of not doing anything.
Exactly. I know. But I'm just saying, like the situations that they're in, like they're all not. They're either like not playing, or they're just not doing it.
Well, that coaching tree is so popular that almost all of them end up in a similar system.
Yeah.
Or there to help implement a system and not necessarily there to be a very good player. I mean, the Niners haven't let very good players go lately, besides like Buckner.
We let Mike McGlinchey go to the fucking Bronco. No, I'm just kidding. All right, that dude was ass.
But anyway.
That's true.
All right, yeah, moving on. What's the next game?
Next game is Commanders Falcons.
Falcons.
The Falcons.
The Commanders are a sneakily okay football team.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they've definitely got the defense to get things done. And the Falcons. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it helps when you're playing Ritter.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going to say too. Yeah. Ritter, as long as the Falcons have Ritter, they're not gonna see much success.
You mean
they might be able to like scrape by in the NFC South just because it's the NFC South, but they're not going to see any.
The NFC South, the new NFC East. Not you,
what do
Jack.
You mean?
Don't start shit with it. You know what I mean. The 1 year that they all like had losing records and one of them still made the playoffs, was it the Commanders or something? Is that what's
hasn't that been the NFC South for a couple years?
Yeah. Well, pretty much just last year.
Wasn't that the NFC West a couple times?
Well, okay, maybe like early 2010s, but like.
I mean, if we want to pick out like 1 year, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a division that's like that every year.
The AFC South last year was just whoever didn't want it the least.
Yeah. This year it'll be the NFC South. Last year was also kind of the NFC South.
Can I just if we just go to the Texans real quick, they have now won as many games as they did last season. Already of the season.
Cool.
Good for them. CJ Stroud looks like a good pick.
First overall pick. That out there.
They better win games because they don't have their first this year.
Yep. Yeah, currently the Bears own it.
I thought it was the Cardinals for that one. Bears have the Panthers.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the Panthers.
Oh, no. Texans.
Oh, Texans. Yeah, no, they better be good. I mean, it looks they're at least gonna
looks serviceable now. Like they've definitely improved on some fronts.
Well, you get a star quarterback, and that helps things. Plus all the additions that they made.
You mean super? No. All right.
Yeah, he's a rookie, but he certainly looks good.
Stroud is so fucking good. I'm so.
All right, Jags beat the Colts at home.
Colts, yep.
Shocker.
Yep, shocker. Bengals scraped by the Seahawks.
Oh boy.
Jeff Shiesty is not being shiesty right now.
He looked back for a week.
Yep, literally a week, and now he's back to shit. He threw for 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, this Bengals offense. I mean, they have a good enough defense to get by, but they really need, if they want to be competing in the AFC, they really need Burrow to get back to his self.
You want to know a fun fact about the Bengals?
What might that be?
They're currently in last place in their division.
Let's go.
They are 3-3. That's not exactly bad.
Yeah, no. That division is just a dog pile.
Yeah, always is.
Oh yeah, one of the more fun ones to watch.
I hold out some hope that the Bengals.
I mean, as long as they have the talent that they have, there's always going to be hope for them. Just they need Burrow to start performing.
Oh,
I think this bye week. Speaking of hope or lack thereof, what the heck went on in the Vikings-Bears game? The Vikings are shit. Apparently, there was no offense. TJ Hawkins should have never fucking left. There were 2 offensive touchdowns in the whole game for either team.
13.
This is a game where Dalton knows my fantasy team had a lot of players involved in this game because I figured neither of these teams would play much defense.
Oh no.
What happened?
This is rough out here.
They just decided to take the day off.
Rough out here.
Like, Jefferson being out cannot hurt an offense that much when you still have Addison and Osborne and Hawkinson.
No.
Against this Bears team.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
That's
what
the thing.
happened?
Like, they
Kirko
still
is
have
not
talent,
dripping
but they
anymore.
found a way to not use it.
Bro, Jack, dare I say Big Kirko is not dripping?
He's been all right on the year, I thought.
I mean,
he had a bad game against the Panthers, and he had a bad game against the Bears. But he played very well against the Eagles. Oh, that's what it is. And now he's good when it counts, but he's bad against the bad teams.
Oh my God, guys! The NFL is a parody. They flipped the script now.
He turned it around.
The Bears are winning the Super Bowl this year.
Now he sucks against the Bears, but he's also been really bad in the only 2 wins that they have.
Yeah.
And been very good in the 4 losses that they have.
What the fuck is
Well, then
Tyson
next week, I'm sure
Bagent?
Alex will be very, very glad.
Tyson Bagent was like a D3, a D2 quarterback, I mean.
What the fuck is this guy? Why did he get playing time? What happened to Fields?
Well, he was a very good. Fields is hurt. He was a very good quarterback for his division. Got some like hype pre-draft and ended up beating out Nathan Peterman for the backup job.
Goat.
No,
he beat out the GOAT.
My favorite. I saw a tweet earlier that was basically something along the lines of like, not long ago he threw some picks and was sacked a bunch against like Colorado School of Mines, and now he gets to play the Raiders.
God, this is gonna suck ass.
Yeah, in December, he threw 2 interceptions and was sacked 8 times against Colorado School of Mines. He faces the Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday.
I'm gonna be honest.
Less than a year later.
I'm gonna be honest. Ever since Big Kirko was saying Big Kirko comes dripping in that NFL commercial, it's gone downhill. I swear to God, it's gone downhill for him ever since.
Oh.
Speaking of ineptitude, the Patriots.
Yeah, what the hell? Mac Jones. What?
I picked the Patriots to win this game, forgetting that they are one of the biggest
clown shows. I also picked them to win this game because last time it took kind of a miracle for them to lose it, and the Raiders haven't really gotten any better. But and the Patriots had a chance in this one. It's just when you're down 2 points and you run out of the back of the end zone sort of for a safety, you're doing something wrong.
Wait a minute. Whoa. This Mac Jones pulled a Jimmy Garoppolo and what's that guy's name? The old dude from fucking on TV now?
Not really.
Yeah, brother.
But
he did it better than Jimmy. He didn't throw a pick six on the same play he ran out of the end zone.
Oopsies.
Jimmy, I love you, man.
Yeah, the Raiders really didn't have to do anything special. They just had to not try to lose. And the Patriots would handle the rest.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Speaking of Brian Hoyer, he got fucking minutes. Shit. Shit.
Yeah, he's probably going to be starting this week, right?
Wait, you didn't do bad.
Or was that last week? No, that was last week.
No, he's definitely starting this week.
Yeah, that's what it was. You're right.
Because Jimmy got fucking murdered. Not literally.
Always happens. Most injury-prone quarterback I've ever seen.
All right. No Jimmy slander in this shit. None.
It's not slander.
He is the healthiest quarterback in the league.
Sadly, not the most handsome.
Yeah.
All right, you can't. Now that's slander, guys. Guys, that is blatant lies. He is the most handsome quarterback in the league.
I mean, Mac Jones may have
hard
lost this
disagree.
game, but he still wins in
Sid
that
from
category.
Ice Age
Dude,
is a better
he may have
looking.
lost this game, but he still won my heart.
Dog, Mac Jones was like Sid the Sloth. All right, moving on. Lions versus Bucks.
All right, Lions beat the Bucks. Surprise, surprise.
The Lions actually did. Dude, Baker's like why? Like I know Baker didn't throw for a touchdown and shit, and like only completed like half his fucking passes, but like he doesn't play bad.
I think the Browns honestly made a mistake by letting him go.
Oh, 100%.
Baker.
100%.
Granted, their backup plan was, on one hand, acquiring a quarterback that's supposed to be very good. On the other hand, acquiring one of the worst humans in the league and paying the karmic price for that.
Yeah.
But Baker has a bit of like it factor to him that even if he's not very good on the field, it's still there's a baseline for teams that he plays quarterback for. It's like Heineke. If you ever watch Heineke play football,
Yeah.
like that guy just wins sometimes, and I don't know how or why.
Yeah, I love fucking Heineke.
He's got that dog in him.
What is he doing?
True.
What is he?
Heineke?
Yeah.
He's the backup for the Falcons, and so many people are begging for him to replace Ritter because of how bad Ritter's been and how much Heineke just wins games. Like imagine Heineke just because Heineke's play style half the time is just like fuck it. This a receiver's got to be down there somewhere, and he just chucks it up and it works so much of the time. Like he makes the most boneheaded decisions as a quarterback, and it always works out for him. And it's hilarious. Now imagine him doing that with Kyle Pitts and Drake London.
Oh, bro, it's a
and Bijan like giving him heavier boxes and like lighter coverage.
Bro, it's a W every week. I'm dead ass. Like they're winning every game. They're gonna
except against the Saints.
No,
yeah,
no, they're
of course.
No, they're steamrolling the fuck out of the Saints.
You're on my shit list now.
Yeah, I mean Jameson Williams is back. That's cool.
Yeah.
Other than that, Bucks kind of poo poo.
Only 20 points though. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Speaking of poo poo, Rams beat the Cardinals.
All right. Yo, don't take Josh Dobbs' name out your fucking mouth. All right.
I didn't say anything bad about Josh Dobbs.
I like.
Although the offense was kind of doo-doo in this game.
It was, but Dobbs was trying to put it on his back. He was their leading rusher too. Just saying.
Yep.
Now ignore the rest of it. I mean, Dobbs. To Dobbs' credit, this is a roster that severely lacks talent, right?
100%.
Everywhere.
100%.
And for a guy who was acquired like right before the start of the season, he's done so well filling in. Like he and the play calling have taken this offense and this team to a place where it's much better than it had any right to be.
Yep.
They're just still 1-5.
Yeah. I like how their 1-1 is against the Cowboys. Oh.
Yeah, it's really it does make me feel very good. All warm and fuzzy,
And I mean, hey, they have 2 first-round picks.
Right
so,
speaking of wins that people shouldn't have, Jets?
The Jets? Oh, yeah.
What are you talking
Jets?
about?
Jets?
The most deserving.
Of course, I'd been picking the Eagles to lose for 2 weeks, and then I don't pick them against the Jets, and it fucking happens.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, that was just an all-time choke job.
I did.
I mean, it's been what the Phillies have looked.
The Eagles?
Honestly, pretty bad. Sorry.
The Phillies have looked anything but bad, unfortunately.
Love Philly. Love Bryce.
But yeah, the Eagles have looked bad, but their opponents just haven't been able to capitalize. So, of course, Sam Darnold is the first one to take that shot.
Excuse me?
You mean MILF Hunter Zach Wilson?
Oh, God. I am all over
quarterback for the 49ers.
Oh, no. I'm all over the place right now.
What? What was that, Alex?
I said Sam Darnold's our backup right now.
Yes. A very good backup at that, to be honest. But if you go look at the win probability chart for this game, it's the Eagles steadily being like at least in it, if not in control, right? Like the Jets obviously had the lead, and then boom, game over.
Yes.
Ooh.
It's heavily in Eagles' favorite. Nope.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Tony Adams is just like, I'll take that.
Oh god.
But four turnovers will do that to you.
Unless you get 5.
Jalen Hurts had a vintage Hurts game.
2019. Right, Jack?
Yeah, I mean, I must say, I don't exactly know what the Eagles were doing in their last couple of drives. Like, it seemed like they were just trying. I mean, they should have just been trying to milk the clock because the Jets' offense had been doing nothing up to that point.
Yeah, the Eagles don't tend to play that kind of football, though. They're a team that'll run up the score, but they're also a team that, I mean, it's Sirianni's whole attitude, right?
Yeah.
They'll run up the score on you, but they'll also, like, with that, they don't follow a lot of the traditional, like, I don't know, conventional wisdom with that sort of thing. Like, they've got the tush push, obviously, so they convert a lot of, like, 4th and shorts, but they're also just very aggressive in ways that in a game like this, at some point you probably have to play it down to the Jets level just because of how much of a personnel advantage you have.
One would think.
Happy that my team is still in. That's all. Next game.
Well,
Jack?
I believe we have one last game.
We have two. We have two.
Yeah.
So the Bills beat the Giants.
Barely.
That was an interesting one.
They shouldn't have, but there.
So here's the thing, right? The defense played out of their minds.
Yep.
To hold the Bills to 0 points through 3 quarters and to 14 in the game, very impressive.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
There are very few complaints I have about the defense. Okereke looks like he's worth triple what the Giants paid him. Micah McFadden was the second highest graded Giant on the day. And he's legitimately been good this season. Like, he's reached the point where it's been long enough. That Niners game, I mean, he was all over the place in that Niners game. But he's kept it up since then. Besides missing a game for injury, which is nuts.
I'm so happy for him. Genuinely, I'm actually very happy for Mike.
But the Giants' offense is... So the offensive line improved slightly. They didn't improve a lot, right? I think it got kind of overblown with Pugh because Pugh has very effective... the Justin Pugh PR machine is very effective. If you'll see some of the stuff that, like, Schefter tweeted out about Pugh's impact and stuff like that, it's very funny. The line wasn't that much better.
No, when you have to go to Walmart mid-game to get linemen.
Yeah. I mean, Azudu getting hurt was funny because Dalton knows I was laughing just because that's the one position that they literally had nobody. Like, what are you going to do? Slide Pugh in there and then put the guy that you just benched back in at right guard? Slide the right guard to left guard? I mean, that's what they did, right? The other option would be, like, I don't know, putting in a swing tackle that they just released who didn't end up playing in at tackle and leaving Pugh at guard. But Pugh didn't even know the the cadence and stuff. He didn't even know what he was doing. He didn't get off the ball sometimes because he just got... Not a glaring weakness is nuts. Yeah. But Tyrod Taylor, his performance also got overblown a lot. If you look at it, it looked pretty standard for how the Giants offense has been forced to operate with this line, right? You have a couple like slot fades that he threw pretty well, but also that's probably one of Daniel Jones's best routes to throw. And they've run that a lot. Although I know there's a good breakdown out there about the Giants using this shot concept a million times and it working, which that's pretty new as far as things that they've run. But, a lot of it was short. Tyrod didn't really have a ton of time in the pocket. He was kind of running for his life. There were a lot of designed rollouts. There was maybe one play that he really deserves a lot of credit for, which is that shot to Jalen Hyatt that got called back, because very few quarterbacks pull the trigger on that one. But not only did he throw it, but he completed it. And then obviously it got called back for a very ticky-tacky penalty. But that kind of all gets overshadowed by checking to a run at the end of the half on the 1 yard line with no timeouts, because that was 100% on Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people blaming the Giants coaching staff, but it was very obvious. Like, even Tyrod knew that was his own doing. Like, you could tell if you paid attention.
Every play has a built-in, well, pretty much every play has a built-in run-pass option like that, right? Yep. Where you can check, if you get a certain look, you can check to like a backup play, I'll call it, right? Mm-hmm. Tyrod, based on his reaction after the play, where he kind of waited for a couple seconds before running to spike it, it seemed like he thought they had another timeout. And I don't understand how you make that mistake.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the only explanation that could be possible, because you definitely don't go to that play call unless you think you have a timeout in that situation.
Yeah. And for a 30-something-year-old backup who's started for so long and played in Dable's offense / known Dable's offense for, a couple of years now. And obviously, he was the quarterback to take the Bills to the playoffs before that. You would really hope for better for a long-term veteran backup, but man.
Yeah, that's a pretty crucial mistake to make.
His memory loss so old.
Damn.
Too many concussions, possibly.
Oh yeah, my little quip about how last season, every time he came in, he'd do a fancy spin, throw a pick, and get concussed.
Yeah.
Poor Tyrod, man. But he did everything you could ask of a backup quarterback in this game, right? He looked close enough to your starter that the offense operated about as well as it did with your starter, which is exactly what you can hope for. It's just that still only resulted in 9 points.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You cannot say Jimmy's the most injury quarterback when Tyrod's still in the league.
Tyrod isn't that injury prone on the whole.
It's the unintentional injuries that bring him above Jimmy. The doctor.
But that's not being injury prone. Being injury prone
is
not the sort of luck thing.
He got injured with Baker, did he not? He got injured with Josh. Herbert, that's not him. But it just seems, I feel like he gets injured a lot more than Jimmy does. Because Jimmy had a couple of years. Because most of Jimmy's tenure, he was 2 out of the 4 years, he was pretty healthy.
Jimmy just keeps hurting his legs.
Yeah. Jimmy, I love Cowboys.
But the other, in a similar way to the Niners game, the last thing I wanted coming into this game was to leave thinking, we could have had a chance, and grumbling about the referees. And once again, this time much more so, I'm leaving grumbling about the referees. Right?
Yeah.
You had BS roughing the passer calls. You had ticky-tacky illegal man downfield. You had a couple other weird calls. And obviously, you had the no call in the end zone at the end of the game. Right? The offense should have scored more than 9 points. That Tyrod Taylor mistake is honestly more than likely the difference in that game, regardless of what the refs do or don't do. But I'm very tired of playing a much better team and having people grumbling about the refs. Right? This is a 1-5 Giants team. You shouldn't be leaving a game against the Buffalo Bills and going, man, if it weren't for the refs, they would have won this game. No. The Bills should have just been the better team and beat the Giants, and that just didn't happen, and the refs made it about them enough. And that sucks.
It's an age-old story. Refs just being bad.
And the Cowboys Chargers.
Man.
Chargered. A little bit.
Justin Herbert might be the least clutch quarterback I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, God.
Man.
Like, he's the anti-Eli Manning. He'll be elite for 3 quarters, and then as soon as it hits the 4th quarter, he turns into a pumpkin.
Yeah, pretty much.
Eli Manning could be a pumpkin for 3 quarters, but he'd give you a game-winning drive in the 4th quarter. He'd give you playoff heroics. Herbert folded in the playoffs. So bad.
How the Cowboys did not lose this game, I won't understand.
The Chargers just out-choked them. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, honestly. Oh, God. Because, I mean, the Cowboys did nothing to, like, really legitimize this win. They just didn't look good. Neither team did. It felt like they both wanted to walk away with a loss.
I mean, when Dak is your leading rusher, I mean, there's a big issue.
What was that?
So when Dak is your leading rusher, there's a big issue.
No, Dak actually, I mean, he had that long touchdown. He looked pretty good with the ball in his hands. Obviously, Pollard did not have a very good game.
He looked bad. I'm just saying when you have
their run. I think I see what you're saying. Their running game just couldn't get going. Their running
game was
at all.
Well, the Chargers, I mean, keep in mind, this is kind of a Kellen Moore revenge game, right? Because the Cowboys let Kellen Moore go because they wanted, McCarthy wanted to run the ball more and have possession more or something like that, right? I mean, they overreacted to Dak throwing way more picks than he usually would. And, the Chargers it helps that they have a very good defensive front. Especially now that in the last few weeks, Khalil Mack has decided to remember how to play football.
Yep.
But, it's pretty clear that they just wanted to kind of prove to Dallas that running the ball at all costs isn't going to work out for you in today's NFL. Looking at what Kellen Moore brought out of the chamber and the way McCarthy called this game was something.
Well, it was something on it. Disaster on both sides, I would say. But
quickly do predictions.
Just a bit.
We are just over an hour, and then we'll have Dalton talk about baseball. Jack, do you have NASCAR?
I do have a quick NASCAR story if you want. It's not between rounds, but there's some fun stuff that's gone on.
Okay, so we'll do
after predictions.
Do predictions quickly. We'll have Jack do NASCAR. We'll have the baseball, and then we're done. All right. I have the Jags over the Saints.
You monster! I have the Saints over Jags, even though the Jags are going to win this game.
I have the Saints over the Jaguars, and Vegas agrees with me. And you know why?
Why would that be?
Trevor Lawrence is out.
Trevor Lawrence is listed as questionable, but I am going on the assumption that Lawrence is going to be out. And he has been very good this year. I mean, remember, we were talking about how he had been good this year, but the entire team around him was failing him.
Yeah.
If you remove very good quarterback play from a team that's not been that good all around, what does that team become? Right? Especially when they're not in London anymore.
I'm not sure. I trust the Saints. They're missing both their starting tackles, and Davis might be out. Matthew might be out. I'm not sure. I trust the Saints right now, but I'm going to pick them to win.
I have the Bucks over the Falcons.
I have the Falcons over the Bucks.
You have
I actually have Bucks over Falcons.
What have you seen in Desmond Ritter?
What was that?
What have you seen in Desmond Ritter that makes you reading the Bucks?
What have you seen in the Buccaneers?
I mean, they have a decent defense.
Falcons' defense hasn't been that bad either.
Yeah, no. These teams are pretty similar.
Last time I checked, hold on, I'm not going for football, but the last time I checked the scoring defenses, the what's it called?
They've been pretty similar. Buccaneers have played one fewer game, but they're very similar teams overall.
Yeah, no, they are very similar. This one can go either way. I trust the Bucks a little more than I do the Falcons right now.
The Falcons have allowed 120 in 6 games. The Bucks have allowed 88 in 5 games.
Yeah, so 20 per game versus 22 per game, or no, 21 point something per game. Or no, just under 20. Sorry,
20 to 17. I also just feel like the Bucks offense.
I
put in Heineke.
Don't necessarily. I mean, keep in mind both of these teams lost 20-6 to the Lions, right?
Yes. Yeah, this game, if you ask me, can go either ways. Just like I said, I slightly trust the Bucks more than I do the Falcons right now. But I won't be surprised with either. If either outcome happens.
I have the Raiders over the Bears.
I do too. I mean, no matter how bad the Raiders have kind of been lately, what do the Bears have going for them? I mean, they're starting Tyson Bagent.
Exactly.
And with that, I just remembered who is starting for the Bears. And so I'm making a last-minute change.
I mean, watch the Bears win this game, right? Watch Bagent turn into a star or something. But this is a team that...
I really want, like, this dude, I forget his name already, but I want this dude, the Bears quarterback, to do so well that they have to bench Justin Fields for him. Oh, that's hilarious.
That would be beautiful.
I'm sure they'd have benched him by now if they had any NFL quality quarterback anywhere. Like even as a backup.
Maybe they never let him go for it. What if they let him go for it and he finally shines?
Maybe Bajan is just a game day guy.
Yeah,
maybe that's it.
Exactly.
I
have the Colts
but this Bears team, man.
Bears team is ass. I have the Colts over the Browns. Fuck the Browns.
Why? Oh, just because fuck the Browns?
No, because I hate Deshaun Watson.
That's understandable.
I don't like a team that has him on the roster. Fuck the Browns.
I mean, the Colts are going to be starting Minshew.
Ohio isn't real. Fuck the Browns.
Well, yeah, Ohio isn't real. You're right. But the Browns are just the better team, so I got the Browns.
Yeah, so do I.
I already mentioned he's a Super Bowl winner. I have the Giants over the Commies. To me.
Dalton?
I have Giants over Commies.
Well, I hate that we're all picking them, but I am going against my usual rule of if I feel doubt, I don't pick them, because I'm actually going to be there. I'm going to MetLife for the first time ever for the Legacy game in my throwback Daniel Jones jersey, who will not be playing, but it's the only Giants jersey I have of anything resembling a recent player, and it's a throwback jersey on a Legacy night, which is cool. But because of that, I have to pick the Giants, winning 77-0 in honor of me finally being able to go to a Giants game for the first time in my 20 years of life.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh, let's start clapping, please. I know you probably can't hear it, but still, I'm clapping for you, Jack.
Now here's the thing.
How have I?
I have been to Heinz Field, or whatever people want to call it now,
Acrisure
3 times
Stadium
in my life.
Yeah.
The Steelers are 3-0 in those games.
Yeah.
However, I have seen the Giants play live 1 time in my life, and the Giants are 0-1 in those games.
Yeah, so maybe you shouldn't...
Because I saw them in Pittsburgh. So is it that the home team wins when I'm there?
Yeah.
Or do the Giants lose when I'm there?
Jack, the same thing happened to me. When I went to Levi's, we won versus the Cowboys in the preseason. When I went to MetLife to watch the Giants and Niners, the Giants won.
Yeah, it sucks to suck. Get Larry Donnell or something.
Fuck you. This is like 2014. Oh, that was rookie season. Whatever the fuck that was. 2014, 2015.
Even I have been to MetLife before, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy to me.
That's pathetic. That's actually bad.
I've literally never been for a concert or anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh no.
I never went to like Ed Sheeran or any of the really big concerts.
Did I?
The biggest venue I've been to for a concert is MSG.
Did I get tickets and just say fuck it and not show the word? Right, Jack?
What?
I'm not sure I recommend that.
I don't think I would. I mean, I'll be there with a couple friends. So I'm leaving here at 5 a.m. to make the drive over there. It'll be a good time.
Damn. Fuck.
After being out for a marching band like football game the night before.
Ooh,
it's a good time.
Gonna be fun. I have.
No, it'll be so fun. You have no idea how much fun I'll have.
I want to. You let me know how much fun you have. I have the Lions over the Ravens.
I have gone back and forth on this one a lot.
Who's on a train?
But I'm gonna go with the Lions.
As am I.
So,
this one was very close for me as well. But
I should have whistle. I don't know. I have the Bills over the Patriots.
Same.
Yeah. What really is there to say about Bills Patriots?
Yeah, Bill needs to retire.
Unless the Patriots pull something out there, but
I like how we're talking about Sean Payton's outdated. Dog, Bill Belichick is outdated. Speaking
Bill
of
Belichick's
outdated,
defense is still fine. I don't know what you mean. Bill Belichick doesn't call the plays on offense.
You know what? Maybe he should. Bill, you ever thought of that?
I think they just tried I think they tried a defensive guy calling offensive plays last year with Patricia.
Here's the thing.
And,
Bill is better than Patricia. Actually, correct and good with the sauce. Matt Patricia is the GOAT, but Bill Belichick is.
Interesting.
Also, what the fuck?
I say
Bill O'Brien.
Bill calls both offense and defense plays.
Again. Watch Josh McDaniels go back to the Pats, and the Pats are magically gonna get him off.
It'd be really funny. I don't know what's up with McDaniels though. I mean, the Raiders can't let him go for another year or two because they don't have the money.
Nope.
Maybe can we just allow them? Could the NFL like spot them however much it costs them? Like,
the Patriots pay for their next coach.
Yeah, Patriots.
I mean, it's the Raiders' fault for giving Gruden like $10 million a year for a decade, right?
Yeah, it was like 10 years, $100 million, and then I remember when in the NFL Honors, he's like, I forget who it was. It was like, dog, how the fuck do you make $100 million, bro? You're like Goodell in this shit. That was making like 10 years. Again, why is he making $100 million a year? What are we on? I have the Seahawks over the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give hope, and I have the Steelers over the Rams.
Wow.
I have the Rams over the Steelers.
Same.
Now, hear me out.
Maybe you should go to
the Steelers have been a much better team at home than they've been away, and the Rams are good enough that I don't see the Steelers winning this game.
Jack, have you ever thought of going to both? Is that at Acrisure?
No, this is at SoFi.
Oh, fuck that. Then maybe you should go to the game. But...
I'm sure I can just teleport the second the Giants game ends.
Yeah, literally.
Over to LA for a 4:05 p.m. start.
No, not LA. No. Wait till they're at Acrisure and then go, because then the home team always wins. I have the Chiefs over the Chargers.
Yeah.
All right. So listen here, boys.
Oh God, no!
I've got
Dalton, you fucking didn't. You didn't. You.
No, I respect it.
It's a division matchup. These seem like teams that would do this thing.
Fuck the division matchups. That shit doesn't apply to the AFC West. It doesn't apply.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't apply to dog. Dude, Mahomes beats Mahomes beats Herbert's ass every fucking time. It seems like.
And this is where Herbert gets his revenge.
Herbert's been storing power.
Dude,
they actually they were so bad against the Cowboys because they were putting all of their energy into game planning for the Chiefs.
Exactly.
I hope they did.
Exactly.
But the Chiefs offense just hasn't been themselves since they blew out the Bears. So, there's definitely a window there if the Chargers can just light it up, but they have to be up big by the end of the third quarter because Herbert turning into a pumpkin when it matters can't happen
You
here.
know what? I also think this is going to be a low-scoring affair, but
Oh my God.
No. Oh God.
Big man. I like the way you think. I'm sticking with the Chiefs though.
Speaking of Packers over Broncos.
I agree, but this is much closer than you'd think.
I was going back and forth in this game. I don't know, but I'm gonna trust the Packers slightly more.
The Packers quarterback right now is literally him.
Really? I don't think you've been watching the last few weeks.
Nah, he's literally the next Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre.
He had a great first 2 weeks. That's it though.
They need to complete the. No, there needs to be a third part 3 of Brett Favre arc.
No.
Why not?
Yeah, Love not been good lately at all.
Yeah, not really, no.
I'm sure neither of the Broncos.
But I got the Packers anyway.
Yeah, I mean the Broncos have the worst rush defense in the league, I believe. So,
well, that would rely on the Packers actually running the ball against a bad rush defense.
That is true.
Now, I mean, they've done it a lot, but I don't know if you watched the Giants-Packers game last year, but they were getting like 7 yards a carry and handed it off like 3 times the entire second half. In a game that they ended up blowing a lead in. Like, just run out the clock, dude.
Especially when you have Aaron Jones.
Well, they kind of don't, but they still have Dylan.
Yeah. They're supposed to have Jones this week, but we'll see.
Yeah, but when he's coming back off of he didn't miss much time this time around, right? What's hamstring?
Yeah, no, I believe he came back for 1 week, but then they mid-game they decided to keep him off.
Like dumplings off.
So I don't know. I don't know how effective he'll be, but can't be that bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Dolphins over Eagles.
So do I, but I was also struggling over this one for a while.
Yeah, I didn't know who to pick. I mean, the Eagles are coming off a loss.
The Eagles are definitely that kind of team that would play down to competition, but also play up. So I don't know. I also have Dolphins over Eagles, but I could see the Eagles taking this one.
Yeah, I
but I don't trust it.
It's really a toss-up between whose offense shows up more.
The only reason I picked the Dolphins is because the Eagles aren't good at playing from behind.
Yeah.
Hurts is... I'm so conflicted on Hurts because everyone treats him like he's a top 5 quarterback. But it's still kind of true to me that he's good when things go right. But once the kind of pressure's on, he kind of crumbles a bit.
So
right?
He's like a better Justin Herbert.
Sure. You could also argue a better Daniel Jones if you wanted to.
Dimes!
In the sense that Jones turns into a pumpkin whenever his situation gets bad. But Hurts' issue for the first couple years of his career, he would throw a lot of really dumb interceptions. Like, he was reliably bad in the red zone, right? He was kind of the opposite of clutch. And, you know, they had a good season last year, but they were also dominant for so much of it that never really came up. He obviously dropped that fumble in the Super Bowl, but you saw it come out some against the Jets, where that was a close game where his mistakes made the difference. And in a Dolphins team that's this fast, this explosive, and this aggressive, I feel like the Eagles playing from behind, if you get Hurts to push, that's your window to beat them.
Yeah. Oh.
I have the 49ers of Vikings.
I lost you for a second.
I have the 49ers over the Vikings.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Okay. All right. Listen to me here. Listen to me.
Okay, I'm listening.
I have Niners over Vikings too.
Okay. I was gonna bro, they don't even have Jay Jettas. Please spare me. Please.
Yeah, no.
One of these teams scored 19 points in their last game. One of these teams only scored 17.
That is true.
By that
is
metric,
actually true.
I think the Vikings are going to win this game.
I would love that to happen.
That would be really funny. I mean, it would be the ultimate test of Kirk Cousins plays really well against good teams, but awful against bad teams. But I obviously have the Niners.
I mean, Jack, I don't think we should forget Big Kirko stay tripping.
True. You're so right for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And luckily for the Niners, this being a Monday game, they have a little more time for...
Oh, wait. Wait.
McCaffrey.
This is prime time, Jack. This is prime time, though. It might fuck up.
Yeah, the Kirk Cousins primetime narrative died 2 years ago.
I know, but I'm still for dramatic effect. In case the Vikings do kick our ass, we need to make it seem like way better than it actually is.
If you want a real primetime narrative, go look at Daniel Jones's record on primetime.
I'm scared.
He's gonna be the new Kirk.
He's 1 in 13, dude. It's really bad. And the three worst games of his career were all on primetime.
Oh no. 1 in 12. Who the fuck did they win?
I don't know.
As of September 26, 2022, Daniel Jones was 0-8 in primetime.
Oh.
He was
0-11. Did they consider last year's playoff win?
And then he was 0-11 at games that start at 4:25 or later. That's funny.
Yeah, I think it's 4:25 or later start. He's only won one of those games in his career. Now, keep in mind, his entire career, the Giants have been a bad football team.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that only victory is actually against the Vikings last year's playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Which he was incredible.
Waiting. Wait, give me a second. Never mind.
Waiting again.
Waiting.
That was a lot. Commanders, December 18th.
Oh yeah, Sunday Night Football.
20 to 12.
Duh. Literally last year, that was what got them into the playoffs, pretty much. And that game, I remember they relied on quick game a lot because of the way the Commanders played them, but he didn't put a foot wrong all game. He played basically a perfect game as a quarterback, which is very rare. I mean, even the best quarterback games, you make 5+ mistakes. It's just how costly and what kind of mistakes they are, right?
Jack?
Yes.
If you can guess who this player is, I'll give you a Klondike bar.
Are you just holding it, or do I get a hint, or?
He's on the Patriots. I don't know if he's still on the Patriots, but he's on the Patriots.
Do I get any kind of hint, or are you just holding it sideways?
He is on offense.
I mean, I can't see it, but
you're gonna see his name if I bring it closer.
That looks like 15.
Yeah.
So is it Dorsett?
No.
Two
more guesses.
I really can't tell from here.
Oh,
Aguilar.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Fuck! I didn't get the name.
He's on. Is he on the Ravens now?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
He
is on the Ravens.
Let's get to NASCAR story. Quick segment. Jack, let's go.
Okay. So, playoff race this weekend, right? Ryan Blaney, one of the current playoff drivers, one of Bubba Wallace's very good friends, Also very good friends with Chase Elliott, who's like the most popular driver in the sport. They're a little friendship throuple, and it's very funny. There are also a bunch of very old videos of Blaney and Bubba as like roommates / friends. Like just funny stuff. Like all of the funny Bubba videos are all like with Blaney. Alex, like that you've sent me for context. Okay. So Ryan Blaney finished 6th at Las Vegas in the race this past weekend. After the race, it was announced that he was disqualified for his, like, I think his suspension not meeting a minimum height or something like that. I forget the specifics. But then a few days later, as in like yesterday, that suspension was taken back. Undone. NASCAR pressed the oops, we fucked up button because the template they used to check it was wrong. And so they couldn't actually disqualify him. What ensued was one of the funniest ongoing Twitter exchanges I have seen in a while between Bubba Wallace and Ryan Blaney. They were at each other's throats for hours, despite being like very good friends. Like, it was hilarious. And I won't read through the whole thread, but if you just go to like Bubba Wallace's Twitter account and just scroll through like the kind of quote tweets, and I don't know how many of them are still up or how many of them were replies or what, but it was my entertainment all day yesterday.
Bubba Wallace hasn't tweeted since. It's only showing 20. Hold up, we're getting wait. Why are these so out of the bag?
It was a good time. They were going back and forth to each other. I don't know how much of it stayed up or not, but
was it like that serious, or was it like, banter between the homies?
Well, there was a lot of truth to it. I mean, they were definitely coming at each other, but it was all in good fun, right? They're clearly still buddies.
All right.
And it's an entertainment.
I actually do have one thing for F1 news. McLaren signed Bianca Bustamante to their driver development program. She's the first woman to ever be in that program for them.
Let's go.
Okay. F1 kind of behind the other motorsports in that one.
All right. Is it time?
It is time. Give us the very depressing baseball rundown.
Okay. 4 teams remain. In the AL, you have the Houston Astros and Texas Rangers.
Fuck the Astros.
Sorry.
No. It's completely accepted amongst most baseball fans, I would say. Rangers have taken an early 2-0 lead in the series. They are playing right now, actually. Sadly, Houston is winning that game right now, 5-2. And it is in the 7th. So, barring that changing or an incredible comeback happening, we can probably assume it is a 2-1 series now.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And then, Diamondbacks and Phillies. It doesn't feel like a series right now, honestly. Feels like the Phillies are kind of just walking through it.
Well, the first game was fine.
Yeah, the first game, there was some competitiveness. The Diamondbacks seemed like they might have a chance at upsetting them near the end. But game 2. Oh, man. It got out of hand real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, Yeah, that's double digits right there for you. Game 2, 10-0. Not only double digits, shutting them out. That is a mood killer. So we'll see if the Diamondbacks can bounce back tomorrow. I'm not sure if they can, but then again, this Diamondbacks team amazed me in even getting here. So let's hope.
Let's hope indeed.
I love Bubba. I just remember back to Bubba's goaded. So is Blaney, to be honest.
It's a good exchange. Yeah, they're fun. They're fun.
We'll talk a little bit on awards since Gold Glove came out today.
Oh boy. Do I ever. Take it away.
Well, Jack, do you want to do AL and I'll do NL?
Sure. So these are interesting. So if you didn't catch what Dalton said, the nominees, like the 3 finalists for the Gold Glove for every position in each league, came out today. And there are some shockers in there. So in the AL for first base, you've got Nathaniel Lowe, Ryan Mountcastle, or is it Lau? Which one's Lowe or Lau? I don't know.
I thought it was Brandon Lau and then Nathaniel
Lowe. What's Nathaniel's brother's name? Josh?
Yeah, Josh.
Yes, and I think it's Lowe.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Nathaniel Lowe, Ryan Mountcastle, and Anthony Rizzo. Now, 2 of those players played 90 or 92 games, which is not a lot for a season-long award. Mountcastle, not a very good defender. And Lowe is like pretty good, but Rizzo, shockingly, was better enough that he's probably the favorite for this award, despite playing only 90 games and playing half of those with like post-concussion syndrome, which is nuts. But, you know, Lowe being on there certainly doesn't surprise me. I mean, if it weren't Mountcastle, you could argue it could be like Turner for the Red Sox, which is hilarious in its own right. But I don't have any huge problems with that. At second base, you've got Dubon, you've got Andres Jimenez, and you've got Marcus Semien. Jimenez should win it. He was been very good. But we all know how much of a non-defensive award this can be, even for one that's supposed to be about defense. So don't be shocked if Semien takes it for being a good hitter on a good team. Third base, you've got Bregman, Chapman, and Jose Ramirez. This one's interesting. Any of them could win it, and I'm not sure any of them would be like super deserving, but I don't think I'd have a problem with any of them winning it either. Yeah. I'm going to skip shortstop for now because I have opinions. So left field, you've got Austin Hayes, Steven Kwan, and Dalton Varsho. Varsho should win this, like, pretty easily. But who knows what's going to happen? Because Kwan's obviously also pretty good, and Hayes plays for a better team in the Orioles and a more fun team, right? And I'm pretty sure was the better hitter this year. So with the way that these awards work, I don't even know what to make of it. But Varsho's definitely the best defender of the bunch. Center field, you've got Kiermaier, Luis Robert, or is it Robert? I forget which one he said to go by. And J-Rod. Any of these guys could win it. They're all right next to each other. I feel like for my money, Kiermaier doesn't win it. Only because, you know, again, hitting, personality, star power, and the other two really have star power going for them. But nothing crazy there. I think the NL has a lot of crazier ones.
Oh, yes.
Right field, you've got Adolis Garcia, Kyle Tucker, and Alex Verdugo. I mean, I guess Verdugo's deserving. Garcia is definitely deserving on the back of his arm and not being bad elsewhere. Tucker's pretty good. Of the three, I think that Tucker's probably the least deserving, but I can't argue too much. I mean, it's not like Verdugo's been that good. And then at catcher, you have Jonah Heim, Alejandro Kirk, and Adley Rutschman. Which Adley, very good. Heim, very good. Kirk, okay. Pretty good in his own right. But Cal Raleigh was really snubbed from this one for a lot of reasons. I think for star power and being on a really good team and all of that, I think Adley probably wins it. But I don't think any of these are outrageous. I just really wish for his sake and for Mariners fans' sake, Cal Raleigh finally gets the respect he deserves. But it won't be this year. At pitcher, you've got Jose Barrios, Sonny Gray, and Pablo Lopez. Very Twins heavy. But pitching defense is always strange. I mean, they're all good enough, right? One of them's going to win it. Utility, which I don't understand why there's a utility Gold Glove, but fine. You've got Dubon again. You've got Zach McKinstry, and you've got Taylor Walls. I want McKinstry to win it, just because he's played everywhere. He's played both corner outfield spots and everywhere in the infield, which is fun. And he's just a fun player in general, and it would be nice for the Tigers to have something going their way. But then for perhaps the craziest AL one to me. So the finalists here are Correa, Seager, and Volpe.
Carlos Correa?
Now, yes.
Okay.
Dalton knows, because I'd been talking about this a lot before the finalists came out. Bobby Witt Jr. should have won the Gold Glove in the AL. Anthony Volpe had an argument if you only look at DRS. Correa and Seager shouldn't come anywhere close to this award. Witt should have won it, Volpe should have been close, and then the third finalist wouldn't have really had a chance. Since, Wander Franco had things happen. / did things. I shouldn't say had things happened. But he would have been the other in the top three defensively. How Witt isn't even a finalist is mind-blowing. He was clearly the best AL defensive shortstop in the American League. But I can't complain too much about Volpe probably winning it. But if either Correa or Seager wins it, I don't even know what to say. There's no defensive metrics that support that at all.
I mean, it really feels like every year that offensive stats heavily drive voting in this, even though it's a completely defensive award. And I think some of the NL votes on who are finalists kind of reflects that.
Yeah. And I get that when they're close, but when they're so far